was true, from a certain point of view.
A prophecy that misread could have been.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Unlearn what you have learned.
Hey there, my fellow Jedi and Padawan friends. This is Jason from Star Wars and Philosophy, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. And before we get into that, support this channel financially and help us grow. You can click the subscribe button, click the bell, and you're going to get notifications. You can click the thumbs up, you can click in the comments, you can share with your friends on social media. At the end of my videos, you're going to see recommended videos, and thank you so much for your support. Okay, now we're back in, so we are going to be jumping in to the trailer that all of us saw now. Is the second trailer. We've seen two trailers, and what I've done is I've taken the two trailers and I've put them together in a way that would be a little bit more chronological, because here's the thing, every single one of us who saw that trailer, especially the second one, it led us to a lot of different conclusions, and I think most of them are completely wrong. And one of the things, and I have to give credit to Urban Acolyte TV for pointing this out and tuning me into this, is he said pay attention to what they're wearing in any given scene on the trailer. And so what I did is I took the two trailers and I broke them up, and we're going to talk about Kylo Ren, Rey, and Luke. And yeah, I know some of you are Finn fans or Poe fans and maybe even Porg fans, but we're not going to get into those characters as much. And we're not necessarily going to get into Supreme Leader Snoke either. We'll touch on him a little bit. And this may be one video, it may be 3 videos by the time I'm done. And so we'll just see how it goes. But what I wanted to do is kind of take each scene in the trailer in the way that it, I believe, is more representative of chronological order. And so let's go ahead and we'll address some of those conclusions that the trailer wanted us to come to, as well as what is more likely to have been going on in those scenes. At least that's my theory part. This is called theory and explanation, and so we're going to do a little bit of both. So now we're going to move on to Rey.
Something inside me has always been there.
Okay, and so you have Rey's comments, and another thing that is really deceptive in this whole trailer is that you've got the characters saying things with scenes that I don't think are actually matching it, and you don't actually see them saying it in the trailer, and so it's quite misleading. And so when is Rey saying this? You know, there's something that was just awakening in me, or there was something that I've always felt, but now it's awakened. Well, the scene that, the progression that I'm going to suggest with Rey is, again, look at the clothing, okay? And with Ren, it was the mask, and so with Rey, it's actually, there's 3 different outfits, it looks like, that she has during the progression. There's the outfit she has on, and we know that it picks up right when she hands the lightsaber to Luke, which we have that, and so now we have an actual dialogue that we were all dying for in Episode 7 at the end, but now we have a dialogue. Now here, and we'll get to Luke, but we're led to believe that Rey is just completely disillusioned with Luke, and that may end up being the case, but I don't think that's how it starts. We're told that Luke is not thrilled to have her on Ahch-To, and maybe that she's causing him trouble with the priest and things like that. But it does seem like, if you follow the progression that we're going to go into here, that he does train her, and then at some point something gets set off in Luke, and so we'll get into that. So here's the beginning of the interaction and the training with Luke.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
Okay, so this is the scene we dealt with Kylo Ren in that video, and so what you are led to believe is that Rey and Kylo Ren are having this heart-to-heart talk, and Rey's just saying, "I just need to find my place in this. I need somebody to help me," and it leads you back to believing that this is connected to Episode 7, where Ren says, "You need a teacher. I can show you the ways of the Force." And now you're led to believe that Rey is disillusioned with Luke. Luke doesn't want her there, kicks her out, and that now she goes running to Kylo Ren, and that together they kind of embrace each other. But notice that in this scene, she is actually in a cave and or in a dark place, an enclosed place. Now, where else did we see that in the trailers? We saw that in a statement that Luke made that I think was completely misunderstood. And so I believe she's talking to Luke. I believe that she is trying to just explain to him, here's what's happened. You know, I've had this thing that's been dormant in me. It kind of awakened. I've been through all these things. I'm just trying to figure out what it means. I need somebody to help me. Okay. And so then going on.
Reach out.
Okay, so the beginning of Rey's training, I think, looks like a lot like Luke's training with Yoda. Luke is that Yoda figure in the new trilogy, and he begins her training by just kind of taking her back to what basics and what I think Luke, and we're going to get to this, what Luke is coming to in his realizations about the Force, that it shouldn't be Jedi and Sith, that it should be somewhere in the middle, and that it's really just about breathing. That balance is about the good and the evil in perfect balance together, and that it's said that balance of the Force, it has been said that that is actually the point in between breaths. Okay, so this statement, breathe, becomes really important. It's really reminiscent of meditation and Taoism and all that kind of stuff. And so then Luke asks her, what do you see? And then we get the statement. This was from the first trailer.
Light. Darkness. A balance.
So this is what I think that Luke is trying to explain to her. What is going on is he's trying to explain to her the balance of the Force, and that his mentality and what she has come to expect out of him has completely changed and been altered, and that and he's got something that's completely different that he's trying to teach her and explain to her. And so he asks her, what do you see? Light, dark, balance. And you notice that she points to the top of that star-like lightsaber combination thing. And that, I believe, is that point in between breaths. It's the balance between good and evil. And that's what true balance is. At least that's what true balance is in this new trilogy and what Disney is supposed to be doing.
Help.
Okay, so notice that in all three of those scenes, she's in that same outfit. It's in the lighter outfit, and she's doing basic training. Now, they did something really clever in the trailer with this, and they led you to believe that right here, when you get to this scene, when she holds back from just barely missing the rock, that all of a sudden everything cracks around her, and Luke gets freaked out, and, thinking, in that statement, I've seen this raw strength once before, and everyone's thinking that it's pointing to Rey. And a lot of stuff in the trailers is making you think that it's talking about Rey. It's actually not talking about Rey. I don't think so. Okay, and so now you get into the second phase, and that is more of her intense training that goes on. And it seems like they have some new elements that they're introducing. There's rumors about a sea monster. There's maybe something that they need to get to. And I think it's really hinting at something that they find. And maybe if you see this in the background, I don't know if that's the remains of the Luke's Jedi Temple or what this is. Maybe it's Mustafar, for all we know. I don't know. But they seem to go on this journey where, let's take a look.
But now it's awake.
I only know now. Fulfill.
Okay, so you have this whole thing where they have to go into the water. It's kind of an intense thing that they experience, and we're going to get to that more when we get to the talking about Luke and his scenes in the trailer. And so now you've got one last segment here, and that is when Rey is in her full like Padawan outfit, and it seems that one of the things we're going to see her do is go into Snoke's Praetorian Guard. Maybe she's going to try and go and take him out, but whatever it is, the reason why she's there, now we get something that's pretty intense.
Destiny.
So what we see here is we see Rey, and she is being tortured, and it seems like it's a more intense version of what she experienced with Kylo Ren, that they are trying to get something out of her. Snoke is interested in something that Rey has, and we are left to wonder, what is it that she has a knowledge of that Snoke is so interested in? But you can see, and apparently we've been clued off that telepathy is actually one of Snoke's force powers, his intense force powers. And so we're going to see him really trying to get it to Rey. And now whether this is, Ren bringing Rey back to Snoke, which I don't think it is, or it's her trying to break in and then she encounters Snoke. She thinks that she can take him on, but she's really overmatched. But we have that really intense scene, and that seems to be the conclusion of Rey's journey. And so I want to know what your comments are down below. What do you think is going to happen to Rey? Do you think I got this right with the trailer? Do you think that it was more accurately described in the trailer? Or do you think that you have other conclusions that you've come to? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Okay, now we're going to go on to Luke today, and in these videos that we're doing to look at and examine and dissect the Last Jedi trailers and trying to make more sense, because you can do a lot of magic by just taking clips and sound bites and putting them together and making people come to conclusions. And I don't think that most of what was presented in the trailer is actually what we're going to see and how it's going to be portrayed. So
Now, fulfill your destiny.
I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share this video with others and this channel with others. It helps every time you do that. It actually helps the channel out financially, and it helps us to grow and get in front of others.